Imagine a small town that grew to rule almost the entire world we knew back then. That's the story of Rome. It wasn't built in a day, and its journey from a tiny village to a massive empire is full of exciting stories, brilliant ideas, and some serious drama. Welcome to History Vault. The beginning, from village to republic. Around 753 BC, Rome started as a small settlement in Italy. Think of it as a bunch of huts on hills next to a river. Over time, these huts became houses, and the village became a town. But the people of Rome had big dreams. At first, Rome was ruled by kings, but the Romans didn't like being told what to do by one person. So around 509 BC, they kicked out the king and started something new, a republic. A republic is like a team effort. Instead of one ruler, people voted for leaders to make decisions. These leaders were called senators, and they ran the city together. This was a big deal because it meant the people had a say in how things were run. Growing strong, conquest and power. The Roman Republic was ambitious. They started taking over nearby lands, one town at a time. Their army was tough and well organized. Roman soldiers, called legionaries, were like the superheroes of their time. They wore armor, carried shields, and were experts at fighting. As Rome conquered more lands, it grew richer and more powerful. They defeated enemies like the Carthaginians in the Punic Wars. Hannibal, a Carthaginian general, famously crossed the Alps with elephants to attack Rome, but the Romans were too strong. By the 1st century BC, Rome controlled a vast territory, including parts of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. All this new land brought wealth, slaves, and resources to Rome. Trouble in paradise, the republic crumbles. But all this success came with problems. The rich got richer and the poor got poorer. Powerful generals like Julius Caesar started to challenge the authority of the Senate. Julius Caesar was a brilliant general and politician. He conquered Gaul, modern-day France, and became very popular with the people. But the Senate feared his power and ordered him to disband his army. Caesar refused and marched his army on Rome. This led to a civil war. Caesar won and became the dictator of Rome. He brought many changes, but some senators thought he was becoming too much like a king. In 44 BC, they assassinated him. The empire is born, peace and prosperity. After Caesar's death, there was more fighting. Eventually, Caesar's adopted son, Octavian, emerged as the sole ruler. He changed his name to Augustus and became the first Roman emperor. The Roman Empire was different from the Republic. Instead of elected leaders, there was one emperor who ruled for life. Augustus brought peace and stability to Rome. This period, called the Pax Romana, Roman peace, lasted for over 200 years. During the Pax Romana, the empire grew even richer and more powerful. Roman engineers built roads, bridges, and aqueducts, water systems, that were amazing for their time. Cities like Rome became centers of trade, culture, and learning. Life in the empire. What was it like? Life in the Roman Empire was different depending on who you were. The rich lived in grand villas with gardens and slaves. They enjoyed feasts, theater, and chariot races. The poor lived in crowded apartments and worked hard to earn a living. They relied on free grain and public entertainment to survive. Slavery was common in the Roman Empire. Slaves were often prisoners of war or people who couldn't pay their debts. They had no rights and were forced to work for their owners. But the Roman Empire also had many positive aspects. Roman law was fair and just, for citizens at least. The empire provided a common language, Latin, and a shared culture that united people from different lands. Cracks in the foundation. By the 3rd century AD, the Roman Empire started to face problems. Emperors came and went quickly, often killed by their own soldiers. The empire was too big to govern effectively. Barbarian tribes like the Goths and Vandals began to attack the borders of the empire. The Roman army was stretched thin trying to defend against these attacks. Economic problems also weakened the empire. Inflation, rising prices, made it hard for people to afford basic goods. Trade declined and cities shrank. Splitting up, East and West. To make things easier to manage, Emperor Diocletian divided the empire into two halves, the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. Each half had its own emperor and government. The Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, continued to thrive for centuries. Its capital was Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, and it preserved Roman culture and traditions. But the Western Roman Empire was in serious trouble. In 410 AD, the Visigoths sacked Rome, a shocking event that showed how weak the empire had become. The final blow, the fall of Rome. In 476 AD, the last Roman emperor in the West, Romulus Augustulus, was overthrown by a barbarian general named Odoacer. This is usually considered the date of the fall of the Western Roman Empire. The fall of Rome wasn't a sudden event. It was a long process of decline caused by many factors, including political instability, economic problems, and barbarian invasions. The legacy of Rome. What we still use today. To our history vault for more captivating tales from the past. Uncover the secrets, the triumphs, and the tragedies that shaped our world. Join us and become a history explorer.